What do you mean, pampering?
You know, pampering. Everyone sits around and we pamper ourselves. Ulla's coming.
Really?
Yeah, because I told her you'd be there.
Why would you tell her that?
Well, why not? When was the last time you saw her?
This morning at school.
Properly, to talk to. See? You can't afford to neglect your friends. You'll end up without any. You'll be Jasmine, no friends.
I don't care.
Yeah, well, I do. Say you'll come, please, for me. Me and Ulla.
Okay, I'll come.
Without the book.
Look, I've almost finished.
It's fascinating, isn't it? I've been wanting to talk to you about that cardiac patient.
Yeah, well, I want to know what you were thinking giving Jasmine that book.
Well, have you even looked at it?
I couldn't. It creeps me out.
Jasmine seems to be getting something from it.
Yeah, she's getting more and more depressed. That's what she's getting. And I seem to be the only one who cares.
I don't suppose Dr. Mackay told you what he wanted to see me about.
No idea. But it must be important because he's not actually due back at work until tomorrow.
Ah, Mr. Hurley.
Oh, Derek.
Come on through. Please, take a seat. Now, I'm afraid we've had a few complaints. One in particular, sir.
Ah, Mrs. Kennedy's daughter. Yeah, if she'd only let me explain, we could have sorted this out in 5 minutes.
Volunteers need to be above reproach. Any hint of impropriety is far too much.
Are you giving me the boot?
I'm asking you politely, sir, not to come back.
What, on the say-so of one demented old woman? Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty?
We're not in court, sir, and I'm trying very hard not to judge you.
Like hell you are. The only crime I'm guilty of is getting too friendly with your dear old mum. That's the guts of it, isn't it?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned.
$3.50 for the coffee. Now we're square. And your mother's millions are safe too. Or isn't my word good enough for you?
I'm not worried about my mother's money. The pathetic amount she has left is locked away where no one can touch it. You see, somebody else has already got to it before you. My mother would be too proud to tell you that.
Hand on heart, the money means nothing to me.
Only someone who has plenty of it can afford to say that.
Oh, I've done all right for myself.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Wouldn't want my mother getting serious with someone who couldn't look after her. Heaven knows she ain't cheap. Now, thank you for your work here, and don't forget to hand in the ID as you leave.
I wasn't rude to Gabriel before, was I?
You were a little bit. You told her she doesn't know how to have fun.
She doesn't.
Somebody's got to love those geeky puzzles. How do we know that Jonathan doesn't too?
Look, I know for a fact the whole geek thing's wearing thin. And he's a party boy from way back, and Gabby, well, she's hard work.
No, she's definitely not a Gabby.
See? I feel sorry for her. You know, she's gone losing.
Yeah, and she's obviously trying so hard.
Too hard. See, that's her problem. Now, she's got to have everything planned. It's like she got some sort of roster in her head. Like, chess at 7, dinner at 8.
Amusing cryptic puzzle at 9. She could use a lesson from the Funmeister.
And his lovely assistant could get it rolling.
No way, I'm staying out of it.
Oh, come on! She needs you.
Oh, that's pretty.
I think it came out of a box of cornflakes. That's about all it's worth.
Really?
I could say the same about the man that gave it to me. He wasn't what he seemed either.
No.
Have it if you like. So I'm going to chuck it away.
I think you should. It's nice to see you moving on.
Your son's just kicked me out. No more volunteer work.
What? You can't.
He can. I reckon he just wants to keep me away from you.
Oh, we'll see about that.
No, he's right. Ah, new man on the scene. He's right to worry. Especially after what you've been through.
He told you about all that.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, it's made me see things more clearly.
Oh?
Well, you're never going to trust me. Not completely. Not after that other chap.
Oh, no, you...
What I'm trying to say is that I think it's better that we part as friends.
Why were you going?
My sister's place in Blenheim. First thing tomorrow.
I see. Well, if we're going to part as friends, we might as well part with each other's phone numbers. Have you got a cell phone?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mine's in here somewhere. Oh. I can't afford to go throwing that around. It's worth a small fortune.
I dare say.
That's why I never wear it. Oh, there you go. Now, what's your number?
I do hope we're not making a terrible mistake. I mean, the idea of saying goodbye, it's a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
Thank you. I loved it.
I did wonder if I'd made a mistake in lending it to you. Some people find that kind of thing rather unsettling.
That kind of thing.
Death.
But that's what the book's about. Death is a part of life. Why be scared of it?
Indeed.
I brought something to show you. You will not believe where I found it.
West Africa?
In the garage at home, with a whole bunch of other stuff. I think it must have been there when we moved in. Look. Oh. It's exactly like the one in the book.
Yes, I'm very familiar with them both. If that's the one I think it is, it has a small chip missing near the... There we are.
Is it yours?
It was. I disposed of it last week.
Why?
I'm afraid my fiancée doesn't share our appreciation of these things. She found it a little macabre.
There's a whole box of this stuff. It must all be yours.
Quite possibly. Bella must have rescued them for me.
Bella? Are you kidding? She wouldn't even look at the photos in the book. She's such a flake.
She's full of surprises, your sister.